Step forward, please.
Plaintiff Donna Gifford is suing her ex-boyfriend, construction worker Fred Swisher, for illegally evicting her from their home. Fred says Donna is vindictive and out of control.
Ms. Gifford, you and the defendant lived together as boyfriend and girlfriend from when to when?
From October of 2003 till June of 2004.
And you moved into his apartment?
His house, yes.
Into his house?
Yes.
Did you pay him any rent?
Yes, I did.
When?
June of 2004.
So from October of 2003 until June of 2004, you paid him no rent?
No.
Now, this lawsuit is about the fact that you claim that sometime in June of 2004, you gave him a check for $500. And within 2 days of that, he locked you out of the house.
Correct.
So you want not only your $500 back, but you want 10 times those damages because you claim he illegally evicted you.
Absolutely.
From the house. Why did you put her out of the house?
This all happened on the 17th, which was Thursday. On the 12th, it was a Saturday. We got into a real bad fight.
Was it a verbal fight or a physical fight?
Verbal fight, but the police were called later that day.
Okay. That was on the 12th?
Yes.
What happened after the 12th?
Well, Sunday we got back together, made an amends. Monday she wrote me a check for $500. $400 of it was supposed to be to help pay the bills. $100 of it was supposed to be to pay for my phone that she threw in the canal on Saturday.
Did you throw his phone in the canal on Saturday?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
What happened to his phone?
I don't know.
Don't smile. What happened to his phone? You don't make up a story like that.
I don't know what happened to his phone. It was in the canal. It fell off his boat.
It went into the canal. How did it get there?
We were on the boat that day.
And?
And I don't know how it got in the canal. It was in the canal.
How did it get into the canal?
I never had possession of my phone that day. She had picked it up and stuck it in a baggie when we got on the boat, because that's what we usually do so they don't get wet. And then the next day, we couldn't find my phone, and I took off. Later, she had called me and said, I seen it in the water by your dock, and she fished it out.
Okay, so she didn't throw it into the canal. You didn't have a fight on the boat, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you did have a fight on the boat.
That's where it all started.
Well, it seems to me, Miss Gifford, that it was a good idea for you to not live anymore as a couple. Wouldn't you say that?
Well, yes, in a sense.
What do you mean
I
in
could
a
say
sense?
that. Well,
yeah, but listen to me. If you're fighting with somebody,
right,
to the extent that the police are called, it's a good idea that one of you leave.
Correct.
Well, you didn't expect that to be Mr. Swisher. It's his house.
Correct.
So it had to be you.
Correct.
So why didn't you leave after this altercation on the 12th?
Because he kept telling me, nope, I don't want you to go. I'm sorry, I got drunk. I shouldn't have acted this way. I'm sorry I locked the doors. I promise I won't do it again. Okay, fine. I'd stay or I'd move back in. I mean, this was a constant thing.
You should have been smart enough to say, listen, I'm not going to be a yo-yo. I'm going to find my own place to live, or I'm going to pay rent, or I'm going to pay for my own expenses.
Right.
I don't need you. Do you work?
I was working at the time. I got fired because of this.
So, let's talk about the $500. On the 15th of June, she gave you a check for $500.
Yes.
And then 2 days later, you changed the locks.
No, I didn't change the locks. She agreed to move out, and I moved her out for her.
Fine. Terrific. So you have to give her back her $500.
Even for the cell phone?
Yeah, because I don't think that there's proof that she vindictively threw the cell phone overboard. You said you handed her the cell phone, you put it in a baggie, as you usually did, and she asked her where it was, and she said she saw it in the canal. Mr. Swisher, she gave you $500. You put her out. You lived together for 11 months. She wasn't paying rent, according to you, until the very last moment. So you took her money, and then you said goodbye. And you moved her out, which was a good thing. But you have to give it back at $500. Don't be a baby. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Good?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good. Thank you.
All right, Judge Judy, let's step out. Your Honor, this is case number 299 on the calendar in the matter of Whiting versus Lazzarini. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Mr. Whiting, I assume this is your daughter.
Yes, it is.
What is her first name?
Amanda.
And this is Amanda's boyfriend. And Mr. Whiting, not that it's terribly important to this whole proceeding, but I gather that Amanda and Nick are still a couple, is that right?
Yes.
And you're not crazy about him?
They've been together a good long time, and I just don't think that he has her best interests at heart.
Okay, so you're not crazy about him. We don't make those decisions for our children. They make them themselves.
Absolutely.
It is your claim that your daughter borrowed your car, and she was driving the car, and because of Mr. Lazzarini's actions, the transmission on the car was broken. You want him to pay for the replaced transmission on the car. Mr. Lazzarini seems to say that his hand slipped. The car was old. Couldn't have caused that kind of damage to the car. He was willing to make some sort of payment, but certainly he wasn't giving you a totally rebuilt car. That's your defense. Okay, Amanda, step up. I got a few questions for you. How long have you and Nick been dating?
2.5 years.
How old are you?
22.
Who do you work for?
I'm a personal assistant to a composer, musician.
Nick, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a law student, first-year law student at Loyola.
You love her?
Yeah, very much.
Mr. Whiting, because I am basically a little bit of a meddler, why don't you think he has her best interest at heart, sir?
Well, in this particular instance, he's had her put in the middle between this. We have not been able to come to any kind of a resolution, which I was
Other
trying to
than
do.
this, you mean before this incident happened with the car, everything was okay? You liked him?
I really didn't know him that much because I'd only met him 4 or 5 times over the 2 years because he'd been in school.
Seems like a nice enough man.
Nice enough.
Okay, so Amanda, tell me what happened with the car. You borrowed your father's car, you were driving.
Yeah, I was driving down from Northern California, and
Nick was the passenger.
Nick was the passenger, and he leaned over to tickle me because we were joking around, and his hand pumped the transmission shifter. Now, the shifter was on my side, but the way he reached over, he hit it on the way back, and the car, like, it's not supposed to do that. We all agree that it's not supposed to go in reverse, but this time
But it went
did.
in reverse, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So he leaned over to tickle you because you were messing around with each other while you were driving.
Yeah.
Now, before he reached over to tickle you, did you reach over to tickle him?
I poked him
Poked him. Where did you poke him?
on the shoulder.
How'd you do that? Show me on your father how you did that. Come on. And what did you say to him when you poked him?
I didn't say anything. We were just talking and joking about...
And then he leaned over to tickle you. And that's when the car went into reverse. After that, you stopped the car and the car wouldn't go into reverse.
Right.
So that was not coincidental. Right? Now, in law school, are you in your first year? You haven't taken torts yet?
I'm taking torts,
You
correct.
take torts now. Torts means negligence. You understand
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Something,
We
when
just started.
accidents happen. Right?
Yeah, we just started negligence, actually.
Just started torts. You remember the first case that you read in torts?
First one was actually Garrett v. Daly.
Have you read Paul's Graph versus the Long Island Railroad?
20 pages ahead, my dad was showing me the
Excuse me?
It's about 20 pages ahead of where we are.
Well, Palsgraf versus the Long Island Railroad is the seminal case in the area of tort law. You would agree with that, wouldn't you?
My dad told me the same thing. He's a law.
Your dad is a smart guy. And Palsgraf deals with the issue of proximate cause. But for the actions of something, something else wouldn't happen. So what you're saying is that this was an old car.
Yeah.
And I didn't hit the stick that hard that it should have gone into reverse. And even if I did, car had 100,000 miles on it. It was an old car, so I shouldn't be charged with the entire amount to fix it.
Right.
By the way, how fast were you going when the car went into reverse?
75.
75 miles an hour. And how long did it take the car to stop? How many seconds would you say?
The car didn't stop. It just kept going.
It just kept going
Yeah.
while it was in reverse?
Yeah.
For how long?
Until I put it back into drive, and it still kept
And
going.
how long did that take?
About 30 seconds, 20 seconds.
1, 2, 3. You getting my drift?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Daniel Whiting says his daughter's boyfriend, Nicholas Lazzarini, owes for the cost of a new transmission. Daniel claims Nicholas knocked the vehicle into reverse while driving on the freeway.
Now, where were you going?
We were going from up north. I live in Sacramento, so we were driving from Sacramento down to LA. She had picked me up.
And car drove fine.
Yeah.
The only intervening act that happened from the time you got into the car until the time the car no longer went into reverse was you tickling Amanda here and the car being put at 75 miles an hour into reverse, and then continuing, according to Amanda, going forward while in reverse for between 20 and 30 seconds. That's the only intervening act.
Yes, correct.
As they say in France, I rest my case. Nick.
Yes.
It's your fault. Now, having determined that it's your fault, now we go to the issue of damages. Okay? There again, oh, I'm enjoying this. I can't tell you how I'm enjoying it. It's almost like a law school class. Now, Nick.
Yes.
So, because that's the way a trial is set up. First, you go to a civil trial, the issue of responsibility. Right. So I find that you are responsible. Okay. Now the issue is one of damages. Right. And then Mr. Whiting has an interesting, this is what happened. You go to take the car in to be fixed, and you get an estimate, and they say, well, for $2,800, I can rebuild the existing transmission. For $3,400, I can give you a rebuilt transmission with a warranty. And so you say, I think I'm smarter to put in the rebuilt condition transmission with a warranty, but I'm only going to charge Nick the $2,800 for the rebuilt transmission because I want a better transmission. He shouldn't have to pay for that. Nick says I shouldn't have to pay the $2,800, which was for the rebuilt transmission because the transmission was significantly worn before Mandy had taken the car. And the reason I say that is because when we took the car, from when we took the car in Sacramento to when we got to Los Angeles, there was no difference in the drive gears, no difference in the operation of the car other than the reverse gear. The reverse gear is listed on the invoice at $296, in addition to the fact that Mr. Whiting has failed to adequately maintain his car, and he created a situation that allowed this accident to happen in the first place by not having his car inspected at a transmission service station and not having the shift linkage examined. Okay. So, then we reach another interesting analogy that I'm going to give you so that you will understand that a wrongdoer, that's you. You're the wrongdoer. I mean, you didn't kill anybody, but you're the wrongdoer. You're the tickler. You're the wrongdoer. Takes its victim as he finds it. I'm going to give you an analogy. Robert Robber sees an old lady walking towards the subway. He says, I'm going to grab her pocketbook. He grabs her pocketbook and pushes her. And Vera victim falls down. When she falls down, she breaks her hip. And the reason she breaks her hip is because she has osteoporosis. The doctor told her last year, you better start taking some pills, because if you take pills, the osteoporosis will get better. Vera says, I don't want to take the pills. Vera breaks her hip, and within 3 months, she's dead. The district attorney charges Robert Robber with murder.
Correct.
He said, but for your actions, by knocking her down during the course of the robbery, she would be alive. Robert says it's not my fault that she's dead. It's because she didn't take her pills. His argument is he's not responsible. He knocked her down, and if she had had stronger bones, she wouldn't have broken her hip, and she would have had stronger bones if she took her Fosamax.
Right, but I would say
she didn't take her Fosamax. Nick, listen to me. You're not going to win this one, my dear.
Daniel Whiting says his daughter's boyfriend, Nicholas Lazzarini, owes for the cost of a new transmission. Daniel claims Nicholas knocked the vehicle into reverse while driving on the freeway.
Now, you take your victim as you find them. Sometimes we have healthy victims. Sometimes we have sick victims. In this case, you had a sick you had a sick victim. You had a sick transmission with 100,000 miles on it, and maybe it should have been serviced better. It wouldn't have gotten...
It wouldn't matter. It would have
Listen
been
to
a
me.
completely different story.
It wouldn't have made any difference that day if you hadn't been tickling Amanda. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,800. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Ben Alvarez versus Queller. Step forward, please.
20-year-old student Sarah Thompson and 21-year-old Pablo Alvarez are suing their former roommate, 22-year-old Brandy Queller, for unpaid rent. Brandy says she is terrified of Pablo and is countersuing for her moving expenses and medical bills.
Miss Thompson, according to what I read, you had an apartment that you shared with this gentleman and this gentleman?
Yes.
Just prior to your moving into the apartment, but after you signed the lease, you found out that you were accepted to a certain program abroad.
Yes.
And you agreed to sublet for, I believe, 3 months?
Yes.
To the defendant, and she was going to take over your room and pay $400 a month rent?
$550 per month.
Is that right?
Yes.
It is your claim that she did not pay the last month's rent. She moved out and didn't pay the last month's rent. And in addition, you say that while she was living there, she did have someone living in her room with her, a boyfriend, and she should have paid an extra.
An extra $400 total for the 2 months of double occupancy.
The defendant says that she was forced to move out because of the behavior of one of the roommates, and therefore she owes you nothing.
Yes, that's what she says.
You the boyfriend?
Yes, I am.
When did you move in?
We moved in
Stand
June.
up when you talk to me. Give me the date.
Sorry.
Give me the date.
June 2nd, I believe.
And can I see a copy of the lease?
Yes.
Okay, you agreed to pay an additional $200 for each month that you were there when someone else was living with you.
We had spoken about that when we first signed the lease. When I was reading it, I told her that Craig was going to be living with me. They all knew that ahead of time. And so I told her that I was uncomfortable signing that, saying that we need to pay additional money for another person. And she told me that her boyfriend had written up this contract and he'd gotten carried away because he's a law student, and he added that in. And then she changed the amount to $200 and asked me if that would make me feel more comfortable. And I asked her why we couldn't get rid of it altogether. And she told me that it shouldn't come up, it shouldn't be a problem, and she didn't expect the money from me up until now.
Did you say that to her?
I said that I was not comfortable taking that clause out of the lease because per our original lease agreement with our landlord, it didn't allow for an extra person. And I said that if everything was fine and they paid their rent, there shouldn't be any problems. But they didn't pay their rent, and there were problems.
So there really wasn't an expectation that she was going to pay the $200 a month, right?
That's correct.
Good. Okay. So that we get rid of that part of your lawsuit. $400 for Mr. Rosen over here. Now let's get to the $550 that you didn't pay. Why did you move out?
I moved out because I started feeling really threatened for my life. Pablo began to play with his guns. He owned several different weapons, and he began to play with them in my presence.
How did he play with them?
He would walk around the house cocking the guns for no apparent reason, and while he would do this, he would also end up slamming the doors and giving evil looks, and it just made me really uncomfortable.
It's not true, Your Honor. It's not true at all. I am a regular target shooter. She says that I own several guns. I own 2 target rifles, which the only time I ever bring them out is when I'm preparing them to go out to the shooting range. Now, I don't know why she's saying this. I think that she's extremely paranoid and has an unhealthy fear of weapons.
Did she ever ask you not to take the weapons out in her presence?
There was, I'd like to call...
If I can comment on a situation.
Tell me your name.
My name's Logan Green. I'm Pablo's
All right, Mr. Green.
roommate.
First up, Mr. Alvarez is going to finish. Did Miss Queller ever tell you that it made her uncomfortable when you took your weapons out?
She never told me directly. There was one incident in which she saw me doing it and just abruptly left. Later on, she contacted Logan and spoke to him, and then Logan spoke to me. So she, in a sense, spoke to me indirectly.
So she left, and you didn't know why she left?
I did not know.
What did she say to you, Logan?
She told me that she had witnessed Pablo cleaning the gun in the living room. And I said, you know, you don't have to worry. Pablo is extremely safe with them. He always has a gun lock on it in the house. It's never loaded. I said, you shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable in your own home, though. I'll talk with Pablo, and I'll make sure that he never takes the gun out of his room again.
Okay.
And that's what's happened.
And is that what happened? Did you ever take the gun out of your room again?
No.
Is that right?
Other than to go to the shooting range, well, it's in a case.
Well, one of the main reasons that I felt uncomfortable a lot is because this only happened when I was the only person at home. And after him knowing that they make me really uncomfortable, I just felt like it was some sort of intimidation towards me.
Well, Ms. Queller, you've got to get over that, my dear. It doesn't give you the right not to pay the third month's rent that you contractually agreed to pay. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Now, you have a counterclaim, and your counterclaim is for all the stress and anxiety you suffered as a result of Mr. Alvarez's actions, and the fact that you had to board your cat, and the fact that you had to find another place. You have no basis for a counterclaim because you had no right to stick her with the rent. And I don't find his actions were unreasonable. I don't happen to be comfortable around, you know, around guns, but you have licenses for them if you need licenses?
Yes, bring that up.
And the police came, I understand, at one point because they called the police and they found your guns in a lockbox. Is that correct?
They were underneath the bed with trigger locks installed on them.
Oh, okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $550, which represents the last month's rent. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Will they step out?
Thank you.
K.V. Harris.
Thank you.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Allen, you had a brother who recently passed away, rather young, I assume. He had diabetes and he went into a diabetic coma. The defendants were friends of his, and according to your complaint, they took a television set at your request when they were cleaning out his apartment. You said that you wanted $800 for the television set. They say that they were good friends, they did an awful lot of things for your brother, and that they can't believe that you are actually suing them for this $800 for this television set. When were you notified that your brother was hospitalized?
I was in the Caribbean at the time when he was hospitalized.
You were on vacation?
Right, with my son. I didn't find out when he was in a coma until July 3rd when he was.
When did he go to the hospital?
The prior Thursday before that, July 3rd, is when I found him in the diabetic coma. 2 or 3 days before she even knew her brother was in a coma.
How many siblings are there?
Well, there was 4, and now there's 3.
Where are your parents?
My mom passed away last year, and I haven't seen my dad really for 23 years. He showed up for my brother's memorial, and that was it.
How old was your brother?
He was 30.
Was he ever married?
No.
Did he have any children?
No, he didn't.
Did he leave a will?
No, he didn't.
Tell me, Miss Allen, how it came about that the defendants got possession of this television set.
Gaetano had stated to me that
Who's Gaetano?
Right here, Your Honor.
Gaetano said that he wanted...
He had talked to my brother Billy on the 25th of June. That was a Friday, the day that I left for the Caribbean. Gaetano had stated that my brother wanted me to have the TV if anything were to happen to him.
Is that what you told her?
Yes, it was.
He had also some really high powered gas RC cars, and he said that Gaetano was to have those.
I don't know what an RC car is.
Remote control gas-powered cars.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm just telling
you. Thank you. Okay, and according to you, her brother had said that he wanted his sister, this sister, to have the TV. Now, that's not necessarily binding, but it's something that he said to you.
Right.
That is correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so when we sat and we were clearing out Billy's apartment, we had a 32-inch TV that Billy had given to me. I told her that Billy wanted her to have the big screen. Her reaction was, I don't want the big screen. It doesn't fit in my apartment. So I said, why don't you take the 32-inch and we'll take the big screen. She agreed. No money was ever talked about, no money was ever included.
Okay. Did you take a 32-inch television from your brother's house?
I took it from my son.
But it was your television?
Correct. Billy had owed me money because we were the ones who took him to the hospital and paid for his insulin. We were the ones that always got him to the hospital. Matter of fact, the plaintiff was the one who called us, said, my brother's not feeling well. Can you go over there and check on him and get him to the hospital?
Okay, well, fine.
I have a tape saying that they were going to pay for the TV and that they thought it was too much money, so they decided that they weren't going to pay for it.
Okay, I'd like to hear that tape.
Hey, Dan, this is Allison. We just got your message. We actually talked about it and decided that we're not going to pay you for the TV because $800 is too much. We told you that we would pay you $5 or $6, I think it was, at the beginning, and you said no, that you weren't able. Well, you know, we've been friends with Billy forever. We took care of him when he was sick. We did everything for him. You guys weren't there for him. We were there for him. And by the way, point, we'd rather give Diane and Roger the money for the TV than you, because you're not dealing with any of this fairly. So if you have any questions, just give us a call back. Bye.
Well, that tape clearly indicates that you had an intention to pay for the television.
This is how the conversation took place. She calls us after she gave us the TV. She says, well, you know what, we found somebody that will buy the TV for $1,200. But since you were friends, we'll give it to you for $800. So this shocked us. We're like, wait a minute, I thought it was an even exchange. You know, I thought we were done. So we tried to negotiate with her and say, you know what, $800's just too much. Plus the TV was only originally worth around $1,300. No, we're not paying $800. So we tried to negotiate and lower the price. How far did the plaintiff go down? $750. Billy's family abandoned him. We were his family. We took him to the hospital. I called his family and told them that Billy's not doing well. He needs somebody to check on him every day. He's not going to make it a month if somebody does not. Okay? So anyways, she goes off to the Caribbean on the cruise. I go to check on him while she's out dancing in the Caribbean to see how he's doing. Okay? He's in a diabetic coma, panting, eyes glazed over.
Just a second.
She's dancing.
How sick was your brother when you left?
He was getting better. I talked to the hospital when he was released. They said he was fine. They sent him home with my other brother. My other brother took him home, and he was doing better. I talked to him that Friday.
Who's this?
This is my sister.
How far did she live from your brother?
Approximately 140 miles.
Who lives closest?
I live right downstairs below him.
When was he released from the hospital?
He was released the prior week, probably around June 20th.
Can I add how he...
No.
Okay.
Now, Miss Allen, what provisions did you make for somebody to check in on your brother every day while you were on vacation?
My brother Roger was supposed to check on him, and he actually said he went up there on July...
Where does your brother Roger live?
He lives in the same apartment building as well.
Okay. So your brother Roger was supposed to check on him every day?
Right.
But clearly did not.
He said he went up there and he thought he heard my brother like shuffle, like make a moaning sound, like go away type thing on probably, it was June 30th. He went up there and my brother was just like making a noise just to like go away. He doesn't want anybody visiting him. So he didn't go any further from that.
Wait a minute, can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Her brother did go up there only because he called Gaetano to see what Gaetano was up to for the night, and we asked about Billy. We said, have you checked on your brother today? And he said, I haven't been over there in 2 or 3 days. You know, and we both work full time. And I said, well, get over there and check on him. You live right downstairs from him. So Roger hung up the phone with us, went up to Billy's, tapped on the window, heard him breathing, which he was actually already in the coma, calls us back, says, oh, I heard him breathing, he's fine. So we just assumed, well, we'll go check on him in the morning before work. He goes over there on his way to work the next day, finds Billy laying in his bed in a diabetic coma. Of course, he's breathing really deep, and you can hear that, but that's what he did. Nobody had checked on him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your useless
says former friends Allison Cavey and Gaetano Harris owe for the return of her late brother's TV. The couple says they were like family to Janice's brother.
Now, it seems to me, Miss Allen, that the defendants were not related to your brother by blood, but took better care of him than his own family.
I was with my brother almost every day when I was there.
Did you take him to his doctor's appointments?
He didn't have any doctor's appointments.
We took him to some.
She actually called us one time, Your Honor, when Billy wasn't feeling well and said, can you check on Billy? I think he needs to go to the hospital.
No, I didn't ask you to check on him.
You did.
Just a second.
I simply...
Listen to me. Shh. Listen to me. Did you call them and ask them to empty out his apartment?
No, I didn't.
They asked for help.
Did you call and ask for help?
I asked for help for the television. That was it. And they didn't help with anything else.
Listen to me, Miss Allen. It sounds to me as if you're making a lot of excuses for people who were very kind to your brother while he was alive. Your useless brother who went down and checked and said, he sounds like he's breathing, he must be okay, is just that useless. You, within a week of your brother being released from the hospital, took your son on vacation to the Caribbean.
I called them, Your Honor, because...
Just a minute, you called them for what?
Because I could not get my brother down the stairs to take him to the hospital.
So you called to help?
I called for help. Exactly. Good. I'm a single mom.
So what are you doing here talking about a television that you have no legal... Hey, you have no legal right to sue for this television. And I would strongly suggest to you that since your brother relied on strangers to take care of him and fill in when his blood family could not, you think twice about bothering courts with this kind of lawsuit. Your lawsuit's dismissed, that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. This is my best friend.
I was there every day.
I'm going to remember the last birthday I spent with him.
I went and talked to him and everything, every single day.
How he smiled and he had a good time and we sang karaoke. That's what I'm going to remember.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rogers versus Munyon, step forward, please.
19-year-old student Brittany Rogers is suing her former roommate, 21-year-old student Rachel Munyon, for unpaid rent, household costs, and damages to the apartment. Brittany says during a drunken episode, Rachel fell through their screen door.
Miss Rogers, you and the defendant were roommates, and you claim she owes you for first month's rent on the apartment, which she never paid. She owes you her half of some household items that you purchased when you moved into the apartment, and that she caused some damage to the apartment in a temper tantrum, and you want her to pay for that too because you had that deducted from security.
That's correct.
Miss Munyon says she was totally paid up in her rent. She doesn't owe you a dime. You used a stolen credit card to pay for the household items, and that she never caused any damage to the apartment.
Yes.
Okay. When did you move in together?
We moved in halfway through June of 2003, and I paid the first months of the rent. It was a partial month of $777.
Okay, first month's rent, $777. So?
I paid $277 of that, and she paid $500 of that.
How did you pay the $277?
We wanted to get an apartment together, and her parents wouldn't sign, so my dad signed the lease so we could move in. And my dad told her that if he signed the lease, that she would pay the $500 and that I would pay the rest of the $277.
Don't speak.
That I would pay the rest of the $277. So
your father, I'm speaking. So your father, in effect, took a fee for co-signing.
Yeah, they made an agreement.
Oh, step up, sir. You're the father. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take a fee for co-signing for this apartment?
I didn't take a fee to co-sign for the apartment. What I did was we had a verbal agreement that if I co-signed for the apartment, Brittany would be responsible for the deposit on the apartment.
For the deposit? Shut. Sorry. You co-signed that she'd be responsible for the security deposit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much was the security deposit?
$750.
Who paid that?
I did.
Good. Well, that was your agreement, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well, your daughter got the story a little bit confused. Thank you very much. You may be seated now.
Okay.
Listen to me. Your father's agreement had nothing to do with paying $500 and you paying $277. Your father said that he would co-sign for the apartment. The condition of his co-signing for the apartment would be that the plaintiff put down the security deposit. Period. So you were confused.
Okay.
Let's go to next. Household goods. Did you use a stolen credit card to purchase the household goods?
No, I have my bank statements right here showing the places.
Well, tell me what you know about the stolen credit card, my dear, because she didn't make this up out of nowhere, I don't think.
There was a stolen credit card, and I did purchase items on a stolen credit card, which I was criminally prosecuted for, and I served my 6 months probation and did my community service for that.
Who'd you steal the credit card from?
A girl that I went to high school with. It was a back and forth thing. She stole money from me. I stole that from her. It was between me and her.
Wonderful. Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Every Tuesday.
And owes for rent, unpaid household costs, and damages to their apartment. Brittany says Rachel has a drinking problem.
All right. Let's go to the damage to the home.
Rachel has a big drinking problem. At first, when we moved in together, I was under the impression that she had kind of cleaned up her act. She told me this total story about her boyfriend and all this.
Just give me a break. Would you just tell me what she damaged?
So basically, she got really drunk and she fell through the screen door and broke it in our apartment complex.
Well, tell me exactly what happened.
We just had some friends over. We had all been kind of drinking, and Rachel, I mean, obviously, she's kind of a small person. She can't take that much, and she just gets really drunk and starts freaking out, screaming.
Just tell me what happened to the door.
She just fell through the door. She just fell through it. I mean,
did you hurt yourself?
No, I didn't fall through the door.
And you say you didn't fall through the door?
The screen door was only off the track, and there was like a little rip at the top.
Well, how'd that happen?
Just from people going in and out of it. I mean, we're both young. We both had people over there at the time.
What else?
And also, when she was really drunk, I actually had traffic school the next morning, and she was.
What'd you have traffic school for?
I was going 46 and a 35 zone, and she was, drunk again, coming in my room, bugging me.
I told her to get out. She comes and flings my door open and pushed it against the wall so hard that the door stopper went through the door and put a hole in it.
So did you fix it?
The landlord fixed it and charged me for it.
Let me see. Why didn't you fix it?
I didn't really know how
to do it. And you fix it.
Why the landlord fixed it.
Refinished second bedroom door stained with unknown white substance. What was that?
That was from a shoe rack that she had over the door that left the paint.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Who lost their pool key?
She lost the pool key. There were 2 pool keys. There was first we had a pool key that didn't work.
We only received one.
And she called the landlord for another one, and he sent us another one. And he wanted me to return both of them at the end, but she did something with the first one.
You have a pool key? You don't know where it is?
No.
Okay. As far as the items that you purchased for the house, and you say that she owes you for half, I'm not going to be able to distinguish what you purchased with a stolen credit card.
It was not with a stolen credit card. It's with this right here.
Sure, let me take a look at it.
They're all highlighted for you. We went together, and she agreed with me together that as soon as we got the computer in the house, that she was going to type up an agreement, and, oh, Brittany, I promise I'm going to get a job. No, she just got drunk and went out and...
I had a job the whole time I lived at
She did not have a job at all when she was there.
I had a
She
job
stayed
the
at
whole
home and
time.
watched TV, and that's why her father put the cable in his name, because I was working 2 jobs and going to school, and I didn't have time to watch cable.
I
And
had
she
a
just
job
wanted to
the
sit
whole
at home
time that we
and watch
lived there.
TV all day and do nothing.
Did you go with her to Safeway stores on June the 9th where she purchased stuff in the amount of $626?
The thing is that she told me that she was going to use the credit card that her aunt gave us to get the initial things that we needed for the apartment, and then we could pay her aunt back in $50 increments. And then when we got to Safeway, the credit card was declined. And the reason it was declined is because the card that Brittany stole was like a Discover or something that Safeway didn't accept. And I told Brittany, you know I don't have the money right now because I just moved down here, I just got a job, so I would prefer if we go to another store where they do take Discover, American Express, or whatever it was. And she said, no, Rachel, don't worry about it. And I was like, okay. So my dad would bring me over food, and I would just eat the food that my dad brought.
Oh, no. Listen to me. Listen to what you just said.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You just said that she had a stolen credit card that you knew about.
No, I didn't know about it.
That you knew it was somebody else's credit card, but they didn't take that credit card at one store that you went to, so you were going to go to a different store. You didn't go to a different store. You stayed at this store, and the amount of $626 wasn't was an amount that was purchased for the 2 of you, and you agreed to pay her back.
No, I did not agree to pay her back for those groceries. I agreed to pay her aunt back in $50 increments.
Listen to me. You agreed that you would be responsible for half that bill, only you said you were going to give it back to her aunt. Well, she didn't use her aunt's card. She used her card. So explain to me, what's the difference?
I told her that I didn't want to because I didn't have half of that $300.
You just told me. Listen to me. You just told me you didn't have it then, whether it was her money or her aunt's money. And you said you would agree to give her aunt back $50 installment payments.
Correct. But Brittany wanted the $300 up front.
No, I let her pay me increments. I actually arranged it with her father, and her father said that, oh, you know, Brittany, don't worry. You know, I know Rachel, and, you know, if she doesn't take care of stuff, I will. He paid me one $50 money order.
Does that sound familiar, sir?
Yes.
Good. That's all? That's all you had to say.
And
yes, sounds right.
And then the next week, Billy, where's my money? Oh, I don't have the money this week. Okay, that's fine. Call him next week. Billy, where's my money? Oh, I don't have the money this next week. So.
I got you. You're right. 773, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused.
She wants to be a big girl and get...
Yes, this is case number 326 on the calendar in the matter of Marie versus Kales. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Marie, the defendant is your daughter. And it is your claim that she was disabled, and while she was waiting for her disability to come through, her Social Security disability,
yes,
you loaned her money, and once she got her retroactive money, she did not reimburse you for the monies you had loaned to her. Your daughter says that you did in fact help her while she was waiting for her disability to come through. You did so because you were her mother, because you had not been much of a mother previously to her, and there was never any arrangement between the 2 of you for payback of the money that you advanced her while she was sick. Okay. How many children do you have, Miss Marie?
Your Honor, I have 3.
How old are they?
In their 30s.
How old is the defendant?
34.
Did they always live with you when they were young?
I raised them until while I was working, they were 3 children from hell. I mean, what they were...
Could you just answer my question? Were they living with you, or were they not living with you during all their minority?
I was taking full responsibility for them.
You want to answer my question?
Till I was 10 years old.
And where did you go when you were 10?
She took my brothers and I to my aunt's house, and we stayed there for 2 or 3 years, and I never went back after that. Group homes, foster homes, friends.
So after the time you were 10 years old, you did not live with your mother?
No.
Are you the older of the children, or?
I'm the youngest.
And how old are your brothers and sisters?
36 and 38.
What's the nature of your disability?
Bilateral carpal tunnel.
Did you have surgery?
Yes.
Didn't work?
No.
All right, Miss Marie, you want to tell me about the money that you allegedly loaned to your daughter?
Okay, I have been supporting her because she's not been able to keep a job. I kept giving her money, and she promised to pay me back. A car was involved. Besides loaning her money, I have given her. I've bought her.
I just want to know about the loans, Miss Marie.
It's a running tab, Your Honor. She started the tab in her handwriting and said, from now on, whatever I borrow, you keep the receipts and you put it on the tab.
Let me see.
There's 3 things on this list from 1997.
Can I see it, please?
Progressively, we added more things on. I left half this. This is a fraction of what I've given her over the years, Your Honor.
Who cares?
She's my mother.
Shh. Who cares? I want to know what's a loan. I want to see evidence. Listen to me. I want to see evidence of a loan. If you have children, that's what you do. They can't take care of themselves and they're going through a difficult time, and you support them, you take them into your home, you buy them clothes, you take them out to dinner, you pay for the phone. That's not a loan. I don't know what you have in your mind with this being a loan. I want to see evidence of a loan. This says Lisa owes mom $150, $600, $120, and a car with a question mark. I mean, I have a Ralph's food bill.
All these receipts are from grocery stores.
Just a second.
Kmart.
I have Ralph's food bill.
She told me to put these on the loan. Your Honor, I'm not wealthy. I was giving her money that I was paying for. Sometimes I would get paid maybe $200, $300. I was giving her money. $600 for furniture. I was buying her furniture. I was supporting her, and her promise to me is that when she got a settlement, we changed the agreements from whenever she could afford it. See, I was helping her get settled in California. I paid her bills. She lived with me. The fact that I never abandoned her, Your Honor, that is so untrue. Her father came into my life and says that...
I'm not interested in what happened 30 years ago. All I'm saying to you, madam,
But it's not 30 years ago. She thinks I abandoned her. That never happened.
Did she live with you when she was 12?
No. The social services came in and took the kids away, Your Honor.
What I'm telling you, madam, is social service
because I was working.
Oh, please. Miss Marie, get your life together. Take this.
Your Honor,
show me evidence of a loan. I want to see evidence of a loan to your daughter.
Can I say something?
What?
There was no cash. She didn't hand me cash money. It was like a favor for a favor. I didn't want to say this, but my mother's homeless. She lives in a van. She hasn't had a residence. So I'm unable to support her financially, so I help her in other ways. She needs a place to stay. She's always had keys to my apartment, to shower, to get on the internet, to use the telephone, Your Honor, whatever she needs. So it's like a favor for a favor. She would say, I'll take you to the grocery store if you let me come over and take a shower or use the phone.
I don't listen to me.
That's what it is.
That's not the truth, Your Honor.
Listen to me. Miss Marie, I want to see evidence that you as a mother had an agreement, a contract with your daughter so that any monies that you either advanced her or times you took her to the shoe store or to Ralph's grocery store, that there was an intention to pay back. Show me.
The parts that I've highlighted is her admitting that this was, she was going to pay me back.
Well, the first letter says that this is about the car that you mentioned, and she says that happened 7 years ago. We had no agreement, nothing was signed. You were helping me out because I'm your daughter. And the second letter that you show me is, you have written here, October 2003. You say you have done and still are doing a lot of wonderful things for me. Please don't think it goes unappreciated. Does that sound familiar to you?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have every intention of paying you back. My plan is to pay you all at once out of my settlement. You have been so patient about the whole situation, and I thank you for that. I am sure it's been very difficult. If you could just hold out a little longer until my case settles, I promise you will be completely reimbursed.
My case hasn't settled. You have to say something to this woman, or she will come slash your tires, or take you to court.
I beg your
or
no.
she'll get you.
No.
She will get you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Daughter, Lisa Kales, owes for many unpaid loans. Angela says she is currently homeless.
Go ahead.
This has been the most abusive situation I've ever been in my life, and I never allowed her abuse to keep me from giving to her. I was at her beck and call. I was her doctor. I was her therapist. I did everything.
You're my mother.
I'm stunned.
Listen to me.
These are letters telling how much he has abused me over the years and has lied about this. It would be nice to think that we could walk around the park and could solve all our problems, but I see that I am the cause of all our problems, so maybe I need to go walking alone. Yeah. I mean,
recall.
Lisa is lying. I can read forever if you give me an hour. It's not enough.
I don't have an hour.
I
What
know,
I'm
but I'm
asking you,
trying to tell
Madam,
you that this woman is lying, Your Honor. A mother is obligated to their children to the age of 18.
I'm speaking.
I was out of the
I'm
house at 9.
speaking, and you're not getting.
I've been supporting her for
1, 2.
Okay.
And then you're gone. How do you support yourself? I'm asking you a question. How do you support yourself?
Up until about 2 years ago, a transcriptionist.
How do you support yourself now?
Now I have been disabled. I have been borrowing from General Relief. I had to pay that all back. I have been certified. I went to a hearing. I'm certified disabled for several things. And
listen to me very carefully. If you've been giving your daughter money, and if you've been helping her for the last 2 years with money that you have gotten
Not
from...
2 years.
Listen to me. I'm speaking. Carefully. Carefully. You just told me that up until 2 years ago you were employed as a transcriptionist. Since that time you have not been employed. You were receiving general relief, you were receiving disability. So if you supported your daughter over the last 2 years, you were supporting her, since you have to say when you get general relief that you have no income and you have no money, you were supporting her out of state money. You were supporting her out of money that comes from the general population. I don't understand why a mother, if her daughter is disabled, if her daughter is
She's
ill,
not disabled.
if her daughter...
She's not disabled.
Well, neither am I. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step
I
out.
can't believe that it came to
The next case.
All parties in the matter of Burnett versus Burnett, step forward.
Drug counselor Frenchis Burnett is suing her ex-boyfriend, maintenance man Quentin Barnett, for vandalizing her Pontiac Grand Am twice. Frenchis claims he was caught red-handed both times.
You're not related to each other.
No, ma'am.
But he was your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you broke up with him.
Yes.
According to what I'm piecing together from your complaint, he didn't take this breakup well.
No, ma'am, he did.
And he vandalized your car, according to you? He came to your job and created a scene, harassing you. You want him to compensate you for both.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Burnett says he just wanted to talk, right?
Yes, ma'am.
She didn't want to talk to you. When did he vandalize your car?
On August 26, 2004.
Tell me about it.
Earlier that evening, I had Mr. Burnett had called me stating he wanted to come by my house and talk to me. Mr. Burnett at that time was not welcome at my house, so I told him he could not come.
When had you broken up with him?
The second week in August of 2004.
Do you care to tell me why?
Around that time, my house was broken into, and at that time, I was suspicious of Mr. Burnett, and I asked him to leave my home and ended the relationship.
Was he living with you at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had he been living with you?
About a year.
Why did you think he was somehow responsible for the burglary?
The last 6 months of our relationship was very disruptive. We were into a lot of arguments. I didn't like the type of people he was hanging around, and he was just, suspicious to me.
Tell me what happened on August 26th.
Mr. Burnett called and stated he was coming over to my house. At that point, I sat in my living room looking out the window waiting on him. When I saw him arrive, he did not get out in my driveway. He got out down the street from my house, and I saw him exit a vehicle and walk toward my house. As he walked toward my house, he started to ring the doorbell and knock on the door. At that point, I called the police, and all of a sudden, I heard a noise outside my window. I looked outside my kitchen window where my car was and saw Mr. Burnett vandalizing my car.
What did he do to the car?
He smashed the front windshield. The 2 rear view mirrors were smashed out, and then he took a iron brick and scarred the whole car up.
Frenchess Burnett claims ex-boyfriend Quentin Barnett vandalized her car twice. Quentin says it was probably one of her other boyfriends.
You have a police report?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I do.
May I see it, please?
I also have pictures.
I'd like to see those too. Did you have a hissy fit?
No, ma'am.
Did you scratch her car?
No, ma'am.
What did you do to her car?
I didn't do anything to the car. I went over there, she didn't let me in, so I left.
She told you not to come over to begin with.
Yes, she did.
She told you not to come over. What'd you go over there for?
Because I wanted to talk to her.
She didn't want to talk to you.
Well.
Are you trying to tell me you just left?
Yeah, I did just leave.
No.
Oh, well, whatever.
Okay. When was the next act of vandalism on the car?
August the 27th.
What happened then?
Earlier that day, Mr. Burnett had been calling me on my job with harassing phone calls and threats.
What did he say?
That he was going to get me, that he was going to call my boss and cost me my job, that he was going to beat my A and everything according to that. He also came up on my job that day and attempted to assault me. As a result of his actions against me on my job, I lost my job, and I have a police report to
I'd like to see it, please. In the year that you were living together, how many times were the police called to your house because of assaults?
Several.
Who assaulted whom?
He got the assault charge.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Why what?
What'd you hit her for?
Because she did something to me.
What did she do to you?
She hit me first, so I hit her back.
Oh, well, if she hit you first, that's the reason. So you hit her back. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I bit her.
You bit her?
On the job.
Sounds like a relationship made in heaven. Tell me what happened on the 27th, please.
Late on that evening, I went home, and that's when my son came to report to me that he was outside slashing the tires on my other car.
Tell me your name.
Gordon.
Did you get along with Mr. Burnett?
Okay.
Do you remember August 27th?
Yes.
Remember what happened with the tires of your mom's other car?
He slashed them.
What time was this?
9:30.
In the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
When you saw him slashing the tires, did you say anything to him? Did you call out to him?
No.
What did you do?
Told her, and she called the police.
Is Gordon lying?
I guess he is, because I ain't do it.
So somebody else slashed her tires?
Yeah.
And somebody else rode all over her car?
Yep.
Well, listen to me. In the year that you lived, year or so that you lived in her house, how many times was her car vandalized?
None. Zero.
None. No. I'm just trying to get some information, some basic facts from you, sir. In the year that you lived with her,
zero.
She had 2 cars, and nothing happened to the cars, right?
Yeah, right.
And in the week following her putting you out of the house, both of her cars end up vandalized. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Isn't that bizarre? How coincidental that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just mind-boggling how those things just happen to come around. Isn't it mind-boggling?
Quite a coinky-dink.
Right. Can I see the estimates, please, on fixing your car? Mr. Barnett, you got to put a rein in on that temper, sir. You know what the policeman says about you here?
What is that?
He says you are angry. Were you angry?
He couldn't have said it about me because I wasn't over there. He must have been talking about somebody else.
Well, no. It's you. It's you. He says you're angry.
He
said your general appearance was conservative, but your demeanor was angry. Now, tell me what happened when he got to your place of employment, Miss Burnett.
He came on the job. He was very, very disturbed, wanted me to come from around the desk, and I would not.
What kind of work do you do?
Alcohol and drug counselor.
Why did you go to her place of employment, Mr. Barnett?
To talk to her.
She didn't want to talk to you. She told you that before.
Oh, okay.
You're a nice-looking young man. You have a job?
Yes.
What kind of job do you have?
A maintenance man.
So you have a job, you make a living, right?
Yes.
You find another girl, she doesn't like you anymore.
I heard you.
So you're going to leave her alone, right?
Yes.
If you don't, you're going to go to jail. Do you understand? Good. You working now?
No, ma'am.
How long did you have that job?
3 years.
On what date were you let go?
August 30th, 2004.
You caused her to lose her job, Mr. Burnett. Caused thousands of dollars worth of damage to her car. Was your temper tantrum worth it? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
I'm very...
Yeah, this is case number 362 on the calendar, the matter of Gaviola versus Turner. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Miss Gaviola, the defendant was a friend of yours?
Yes.
And the two of you decided to go on a road trip for something, for business? Was it?
We were invited to a music festival in Hollywood.
And where were you coming from?
Sacramento.
You rented a car, and when you got to Hollywood, you loaned the defendant the car.
Correct.
It is your claim that she wrecked the car, and you are being held responsible by the rental car company.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Turner says she did not wreck the car. She was using the car was stolen, and somebody else wrecked it. So it's not her responsibility. That's your defense.
Yes.
You hesitated. That's what I read. Is that wrong?
No.
Okay. When were you going to the festival?
It was Friday, July 9th. I left from Sacramento around 7.
When did you rent the car?
5:30 that afternoon.
From whom?
Enterprise.
And when you arrived in Hollywood, what did you do with the car?
I lent the car to Rhonda.
Okay. You got the car on the 9th of July?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened?
Actually, what happened was we drove from Sacramento
Look
to
at me, not the floor.
We drove from Sacramento to Los Angeles, and
Who did the driving?
The plaintiff.
Go ahead.
And we arrived in Los Angeles, and we went to her boyfriend's house. And from that point, I had taken the car and went home. And we were to meet up the next day.
Went home to where?
To my mom's house, actually, in Los Angeles.
Don't make things up as you're going along, because I'm going to come back to everything that you tell me.
Okay.
And, you know, the only reason you have to have a good memory is if you tell lies. If you tell the truth, you don't need a really good memory, because you can tell the same story over and over again, and it's the truth. Do you understand, Miss Turner?
Yes, I do.
All right. So you dropped her off, you took the car, you went to your mother's house. Is that the last time you saw the car?
No.
When did you use the car again?
The next day, when it was time to go to the so-called festival.
Did you go to the festival together?
No, we met there.
And you were driving the car?
Yes.
When you left, did you drive by yourself?
Yes.
Where did you go?
To a family barbecue.
Where?
In Inglewood, California.
And did you drive back to your mother's house?
No, not at that point.
When did you drive back?
I didn't drive back to my mom's house from that point. We were at the barbecue, and that's where the car was stolen from.
When did you find out the car was stolen?
Sometime during the day when I got ready to go, went outside and the car was not there.
What time?
Between 7 and 8.
May I see the police report, please, where you called the police and told them that the car was stolen?
I didn't make a police report.
Why not?
Well, I figured the car wasn't in my name, and I figured I needed to get in touch with the plaintiff so the plaintiff could make the appropriate report on the car.
When did you call her?
I called her that same night.
What time?
Somewhere between 8 and 9.
Is that right?
We received a voicemail message on Jimmy's phone around maybe 10.
Who got the message?
He originally received the message.
Jimmy, what's your last name?
Placencia.
You received the message. What did the message say?
The first message I received from Rhonda was that she left a message saying she had wrecked the car. The car was in an accident.
That's not true.
Shh. That's the first message.
Correct.
And the second message?
We had communicated several times during that evening. I called her back and she left a voicemail. And
Did you speak to her when you called back?
yes, I did.
What did you say to her and what did she say to you?
I asked her about the vehicle and what had happened, and she had told me that she had gotten into a car accident, and I asked her about the accident. She said that she had hit somebody, and I asked her, did she exchange information, and there was no information exchanged.
And then the story changed?
And then the story had changed, and then she had tried to talk me or talk us into reporting the car that Lisa was originally the driver. She did not want to take responsibility for the accident. And when I started explaining to her that that would not be appropriate, then her story changed. She didn't want to talk, and we hung up, and then we tried to reach her again, and were not able to get in touch with her.
That isn't true. I called them several times during the night. They did not return my phone calls.
Ms. Turner?
Yes.
I read your answer very carefully, and you say that the car was stolen. My friends and family searched the neighborhood for the car, and finally a friend called and said that they had found the car, but it was wrecked. Where's the friend?
They're not here.
What's the friend's name?
Adrian.
So Adrian found the car wrecked, came back and told you that. Is that what you're telling me?
Adrian didn't find the car herself. Her boyfriend found the car.
Yes.
I got the call initially from her stating what had happened. That was the next day.
Oh, so it's different from what you wrote in your answer?
No. My answer says that we looked for the car after we found out the car was stolen.
No, you can't. Finally, a friend called and said they had found the car and it was wrecked.
That was the next day.
All right. How much is Enterprise charging you for the car?
$3,780.96.
You have a contract with Enterprise?
Yes.
Can I see it, please? Okay. Now, you went into a contract with these people in which you guaranteed to them that there would be no other driver driving this car.
Yes.
You had no right to give her the car to drive.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Because if you had put down her name, which you could do, and her driver's license, they would have said, now you're covered if you accepted insurance. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's why you're being charged this $3,780.
Yes.
So, I have to find some sort of a reasonable balance between your wrongdoing and her wrongdoing, because I find, madam, that your story is a crock of baloney. Now, you damaged the car and you try to get out of it. And even if the car wasn't cared for properly while it was in your possession, you have to accept responsibility for that. You have to accept responsibility. You're not supposed to slough off responsibility. Neither are you. You did the wrong thing. But for the fact that you did the wrong thing, she wouldn't have been in a position to wreck your car that you are now being held responsible for. Do you have a car at home?
Do I have a car? Yes.
Do you have insurance?
Yes.
Well, if you had insurance, the insurance would cover this if you were permitted to drive the car. Do you know that?
Yes. When she rented the car, she called me and said, do I need to get insurance on the car? And I said, yes, it would be the appropriate thing to do.
Your Honor, she had assured me at the time when I had given her keys that she would be extremely careful and that she would be responsible for any damages to the car because she had full coverage insurance.
I don't believe she said that to you. I don't believe she said that to you at all. In any event, I think you're each responsible for half of the damage to this car and half of what you're being charged for. 50%. 50% for doing the wrong thing, 50% for having an accident and not coming clean. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of half, $1,890. That's all. The rest you're responsible for.
Parties are excused. In the matter of Troy versus Shaw. Step forward, please.
Retail salesperson Patricia Troy is suing her ex-boyfriend, retail assistant manager Charles Shaw Jr., for the return of money meant to secure an apartment. Patricia says Charles lied about wanting to live with her.
Ms. Troy, the defendant is your former boyfriend, and according to your complaint, you gave him some money in order to save up some money to put down on an apartment for the two of you to share together. After you gave him the money, he decided he no longer wanted to be a couple, and you want your money back.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what the case is about.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw acknowledges that you gave him money, right?
Yeah.
But Mr. Shaw says that the money was a gift. You had given him money in the past. It had absolutely nothing to do with an apartment. And there was never an expectation that he would return that money to you should the relationship go south. So, how long have you known him?
Since September of 2002.
And I gather from your complaint that there was a time, Mr. Shaw, that you were incarcerated. Is that right?
Yes.
When was that?
From March of 2003 until April of 2004.
What were you incarcerated for?
A breaking and entering charge and...
Burglary?
Yeah.
I can understand burglary.
And...
Was this the first time you were...
Anger control management.
What?
I didn't go to anger control management.
Burglary and anger control management. So this emanated from a domestic violence situation?
Yeah, so basically it was just anger control management. That's the charge. I got violated.
Why didn't you go to anger control management?
I did go. I missed the last class, so I got violated.
And who was it that was the target of your anger?
A former ex-girlfriend.
You have a child with this ex-girlfriend?
No.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yeah.
Did you finish anger control management?
Yeah.
Did you finish it in prison?
Yeah.
See how they get you to do it? One way or another, you're going to go to that last class. Now, Miss Troy met you in September of 2002, so she enjoyed your company for several months, and then you went to jail. And I assume that Miss Troy stood by you when you were in jail. Is that right?
She came in on the tail end part.
On the tail end part of jail?
Yeah. She was writing at the beginning, then she stopped writing. Then around November of 2003, she started coming around.
You mean she started to come to visit you?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't go visit her. So she was visiting you?
Yeah.
How far a trip was it that she had to make to come to visit you?
Not far.
Give me an idea. What's not far?
Probably a mile.
1 mile? The jail was 1 mile from where she lived?
I assume it was.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Her ex-boyfriend, Charles Shaw Jr., owes for the return of money she gave him to secure an apartment. Charles says the money was a gift.
Now, where was the jail? What jail were you in?
Richmond City.
Richmond City? Was that a county jail?
City.
And you live in Richmond?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not such a far distance for you to come to visit?
It's not that far.
When you came to visit him, did you bring him money?
On occasions.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How much money did she bring you?
These are just some of the money slips that she did give me.
Can I see it, please? Yeah. Who is this, by the way?
Oh, that's my father.
$20 on March 13th, $30 on March 27th, $30 on April 12th, $50 on January 22nd.
All that money she didn't bring me. My father gave her the money to bring to me.
Why didn't he come to bring it to you?
Because my father owns a furniture store, and she was working for him at the time. So during that time, he was at work. When she came to visit, she just brought the money down.
But it was not always his money, Your Honor.
Sometimes it was
that money
yours.
came out my pocket, and I also have some receipts.
Those are the same receipts.
Okay, I have receipts.
Different
okay.
dates.
So sometimes his father gave you money to bring him, sometimes you brought the money yourself. Now,
Exactly.
tell me about the money that you claim you gave him for the apartment, Miss Troy.
Okay.
He got out of jail.
Yeah, he came home in May.
Look at me when you're talking.
He came home. We were still dating, supposedly. It came to a point where he went out of town. Supposedly went to New York or whatever. We talked about our apartment. We had conversations about the apartment. I also have the letters where the conversation started when he was incarcerated. So when he came home, we talked furthermore about it, and we agreed that I would give him some money to save for the apartment. On the first occasion, I gave him $180 in cash. On the second occasion, he came to my home and picked up $200 in cash.
Well, what did he say when he picked up the $200 in cash?
I mean, he really didn't say anything. He just said he was going to put the money away. Okay, then he told me he found an apartment. He was approved for it. He told me he needed my information so he could put my name on the lease. Okay, we were supposed to move in the apartment August the 6th. The week before we were supposed to move in the apartment, that's when everything was broke off. I asked Mr. Shaw, would I be able to get my money back? He told me he was going to give me my money back. We made a verbal agreement that he would drop the money off at my mother's house. He never did. We bickered and argued for a day over the phone about the money, about this. I even contacted his probation officer to try to solve this. But, you know, nothing happened, so I felt like I had to sue him for it.
Well, you talked about getting this apartment, sir, for a long time while you were in jail.
I was thinking about getting an apartment, but when I came home, she didn't have herself together. First of all, she stopped working. My father had to let her go due to circumstances at the store. Then, in my eyes, she wasn't stable.
Well, why'd you take this $380 from her?
I mean, if somebody give you some money, you go, she asked me a couple of times, do you need any money? I'm like, I need some money. And then she asked me, do I need any shoes, anything? She was like, I buy them from you.
That is...
Shh. You want to say something?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. This goes back a little bit more than what's going on. Back in January, the job at the store was actually my son's job. I was holding it for him until he came back from jail. But he called me back in January. He said, Dad, Patricia and I, we're having a little problem. She's having problems staying where she lives now with the people. She has a lot of issues going on and she can no longer stay there. So could you let her work my job that you have for me at the store so she can find an apartment for her and her 2 kids to stay? So I said, I really don't want to right now, but I'll do it for you. So she came to the store. This was in January, February, March, April. I tell Miss Troy, when are you going to get an apartment for you and your kids? She's making the money. She never does it. I said, you're waiting for my son to get home. He's going to change. A lot is going to change about him. There's no guarantee he's going to even still want to be with you. You must worry about you and your 2 children.
Good advice.
So she had the money, plus she even got an income tax return. She did all that. She had plenty of money to get the apartment for her and the kids. This is about my son no longer wanted to be with her.
That doesn't answer my question,
Yes.
sir. You know what my question is?
Yes.
He acknowledges he took the $380 from her. His response to me when I said, why? He said to me, someone give you money, you take it, right?
And I asked him,
the answer is, not if I wasn't interested.
No, she didn't give me $380. Like that story she's saying about that 180 and that 200, that's not true.
Well, how much did she give you, sir?
She gave me probably like $50 one time, $70 one time.
Your Honor.
I mean, she gave me money numerous of times. I figured they were gifts.
Do you understand, Mr. Shaw? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you very well.
Okay. And so what I'm talking about your son's character.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about her stupidity. I'm talking about his character.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm speaking. If she's got 2 children that she has to take care of, and she is not a wealthy person because she's working at a temporary job, she's got 2 kids that she's got to deal with, and I know she doesn't have a lot of money. Your son, who evidently said to you, according to you, would you give Patricia my job so that she can save up a little money?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What kind of character does he have to take money from her?
And I also told him about that.
Just...
Yeah.
I'm asking you, you're his father. Do you think that that demonstrates a person of good character?
No, it doesn't.
Perfect.
Yes.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Like it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $380. That's all. Step out. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I figure when a people...
Yeah, this is case number 130 on the calendar in the matter of Ingram versus Barber. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Mr. Ingram, the defendants are cousins of yours, and this is their little girl, and according to your complaint, their little girl was driving a go-kart, and her go-kart hit your car. You want them to pay the damages to your car. Mr. and Mrs. Barber say that you were not driving carefully, that there was a collision between you.
Justice.